Hi, this is Chris Toy, your BoomerTECH guide, and we're going to continue our exploration of the Apple menu. Today, what we'll do is we will look at the system preferences. And if you enjoy these videos, we hope that you'll like them, and we also hope that you'll subscribe and share. So enjoy, and we'll see you again soon. So let's continue exploring the Apple menu by going up to the Apple, and we'll just click on that. And the last time we looked at About This Mac. Now we're going to just go right down the menu and we're going to look at System Preferences. So we'll click on that, and you can see there's a lot to System Preferences. So with our goal of keeping things in kind of bite-sized pieces, we'll just take a look today at the general settings right here. So we've opened it up with our Apple, and we've gone to System Preferences, and we'll click on General now, and we'll get a menu right here. So earlier we had talked about that sometimes this Apple can be black, and sometimes it's white, and this is where you can make that choice. Right now, it's set so that the background is light. With the light background, you get the dark apple. Some people would prefer to have a dark background with light lettering. So if we choose dark, you'll see that the background turns dark, and our lettering, including our Apple, turns light. Since this computer that we're using was set on light, we'll just return it to that original setting. There. So there it is, it's dark again. Just below that, you have this option to select the accent color, which can be kind of fun. So right now the accent color is blue, and you're wondering, so what's the accent? What is it accenting? It's accenting these things right here. So the accent color. And if we choose a different color, let's say red, just to see the difference, we'll click on that, and you'll see that the accent color is different. We're going to go back to blue, but you can see there's lots of different colors. There's green, that's kind of nice. Yellow, it's not much of a contrast. And let's look at gray just for fun. So gray is not very exciting. So we'll go back to blue, and there you have it. So right below highlight color, you have sidebar icon size. And this will change the size of the icons when you're in the search window and other windows. So we'll take a look at that just for a second. So I'm going to go off script a little bit here, and we're going to open a new Finder window. And there's our Finder window. I'll open that up, and if you keep an eye on these icons, these are the sidebar icons. If I switch that from medium to large, you'll see that these change size. And if I go from large to small, you'll see that those change size. This is a matter of preference. If you want to see more icons, you would make it small. If you wanted to be able to see the ones that you have, you would just make it larger, and it will you can scroll up and down. We'll talk about scroll bars in a minute. So that's the size of the icons. This was set at medium, I believe, so we'll switch it back to medium. You'll notice the icon, that highlight color is blue. Just kind of going back to what we did before. This option here, automatically hide and show the menu bar, this is the menu bar up here. And right now, it's always showing. But if we click on this, you'll see it disappears. But it's still there. All you need to do is take your cursor and you'll be able to see that menu bar. People that want to have more screen real estate, so that if they're working with images and things like that and they don't want that menu bar intruding on it, they may like that option. But if you don't want to kind of keep looking for it, you do it just by kind of moving the cursor up to the edge and it'll appear. But if you don't want to look for that, you can just leave that unclicked. And so it'll always be there. So the scroll bars right here, the scroll bar option, you can have it automatically showing based on your mouse or trackpad. We're using a trackpad right now. Only when scrolling or always. And let me show you what that is. We're going to open a document. We have this open in the background. There we go. And let's hide that guy. And the scroll bar you can see is right here. All right. So what's going to happen is I'm going to click on the scroll bar, and what will happen, this screen will disappear for a moment. So with the scroll bar, you can click on that scroll bar and you can move up and down through your document. If you change the setting on that, you can have it jump to the next page when you click, or you can jump to the spot that's clicked. What that means is that we'll do it, jump to the next page is what's here. So what will happen is anytime I click on the bar, I don't have to be on the slider. I can click on the bar and it'll just go to the next page each time I click. So I don't have to move this. I can click, hold, and move that to kind of go smoothly through it, or I can simply click on the sidebar, or the scroll bar rather, to get that to move around. So that's the scroll bar. You can have it showing or not showing. The next one down is the default web browser. So your web browser is how you get on the internet and look for things. You can set which type of browser you would prefer automatically opens when you're looking on the internet. So in this case, it's Firefox. Apple likes Safari. You can do lots of things there. We'll talk about that at a later time. Or if you use a lot of Google applications like Hangout, Google Docs, you may want the Google Chrome to be, and you just click on them and they will set the default. So this one was Firefox. We'll go back to that. The next set of boxes going down is how to handle documents that you're working on when you are finished and you want to close the application. You may not always be finished, so even though you want to move on, you may choose to have the program ask you if you want to change, to keep the changes that you're making. And if you want that to happen automatically, you would check this box right here. This one here, if you simply want to, when you quit the app, if you just want it to close up completely, you would click this one here. And you can click one or both of these. And if you click them both, you'll make sure that you're saving any changes that you've made. The next one down is called Recent Items. And what this does is this will help you to quickly find things that you've been working on recently, but maybe not, this session. So I'll give you an example here. We'll go to this document here. And if we go to File, and you'll see Open, and then Open Recent. And if I just mouse over that, you'll see that it will give us a list of other things that we've been working on recently. If you don't want to see that list, or you want to start a new list, you can hit this clear menu. But I'm not going to do that at this point. So we can look at recent items. And you can change the number of recent items simply by scrolling up and down on this number here. Just click here and you can move around there. So if I really wanted to look, you know, let's say it was months ago that I was working on something, I can't quite remember what it is, I might go down to 20 items and I'll be able to see 20, quote, recent items. So the most recent that I've opened up. This item here, allow handoff between Mac and your iCloud devices. If you are using a computer and you are also using an iPad or an iPhone and you like to work cross-platform, so let's say you're working in your office on your Mac, but then you go out into the field or you go out to a workshop or something, then you only have your iPad or your iPhone, you can actually put things on a clipboard on your Mac and it'll show up on your clipboard on your iCloud device, which will then allow you to continue working on the same thing even though you're not on your computer and you're actually not even in your office or home or whatever location it is. So that really makes you mobile there across devices. This final one here, use font smoothing when available. This one you really won't use very often. I'm guessing that the description says that it will kind of smooth your fonts out when you're editing. And I would imagine this would be like if you were using, where you're zooming in on some images or on some text, and you wanted to make sure that that was smooth, that there were no kind of pixelated views. So this would be for large images. And finally, to close, if you would prefer to read through, some people like to read the manual, this little question mark here, and I'll do it, this little question mark will take you to a document, which will talk about preferences on the Mac. So it goes over pretty much what we went over here, but there's some other links that you might be interested in, but also if you need to read and review it. So just in quick review, what we've done is we're continuing our exploration of the Apple menu. We've looked at system preferences, and within the system preferences, we looked at the general settings. So I hope that helps you to personalize your Mac a bit, make it easier for it to use. This is Chris Toy, your BoomerTECH guide, and we'll see you next time.